Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? My name is Doodles. Now, casting mine back to the end of 2016, can you remember all of that fun that you had with your NES Mini? Probably not, because you probably couldn't find one in stores. Well, if you can manage to find one of these in September 2017, you can enjoy the recently announced SNES Mini. And I've got to say, it looks absolutely fantastic. However, once again, you probably won't be able to find one. I saw it yesterday. I was sat on my phone, I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw that the SNES Mini had been announced, and I was like, dude, that looks pretty damn sweet. The games on there look absolutely awesome. I'll get into them a little bit later on. Some of the games on there are amongst my favourite games of all time. As a child, I was a SNES kid, and some of these games are ones that I have such fond memories of, so I was like, yes, I am down for that. I am willing to pay whatever it's going to cost. I'm going to go and pre-order one. I thought, I'm on my phone right now, it's annoying sometimes to order things on your phone, so I'll wait until next time I go on my computer. If I remember, I will order one. Well, yesterday evening I went on my computer and I completely forgot to order one. So this morning, less than a day after it being announced, I remembered about it, so I went out to go and pre-order one, and guess what? Yeah, they're sold out. I don't know what it's like in the US, however, I imagine it's going to be very, very similar to what it is over here. But I went on this morning, game.co.uk, sold out. Amazon, sold out. Shop2.net, sold out. Most stores in the UK that I'm aware of don't even have them listed on their website. In fact, I managed to secure a pre-order from GameStop, which obviously a lot of US people are going to know exists, but in the UK it's now based in Ireland. So I pre-ordered one for €79, which I think is slightly cheaper than what the pre-order price is in pounds. However, I have to pay shipping fee from Ireland to the UK, and I'm going to end up paying £89 for it if I decide to go ahead with the pre-order. So I really hope I can manage to secure one down the road from another store here in England, and hopefully get free delivery, because that absolutely sucks. Because if scalpers aren't going to rip us off, well, GameStop is just going to do that to us anyway. And once again, all of this could have just been avoided if the stores limited the purchases to one per customer or one per shipping address. But as you can imagine, no, they didn't. So chances are in September 2017, we are going to see hundreds, if not thousands of these on eBay for $200, $300, maybe even more, which is absolutely shocking. And I'm really annoyed at the fact that shops allow this to happen, and Nintendo don't force a one per customer limit, but I suppose that's just how it goes. Now, if you manage to find one, if you manage to pre-order one, then you are in for a treat. There's only 21 games on this as opposed to the 30 that was on the NES Classic. However, I do think that the game list does make up for it. There is going to be, I'm going to read the list off for you now. There's Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, one of my favourites of all time, EarthBound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, an all-time classic, Mega Man X, another classic game, Secret of Mana, fantastic game, Star Fox 2, a game that has never been released before. It was a cancelled game on the SNES, and no one has ever seen it in a commercially released fashion. There's been a few prototype ROMs kicking about, however, there's been no official release for it. We are finally getting it on the SNES Mini, which is absolutely fantastic. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting. I love Street Fighter 2 as a kid. Super Castlevania IV, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, the game that started one of my favourite franchises of all time. Super Mario RPG, another fantastic game. Super Mario World, that game was my jam back in the day. Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island. A very, very underrated game that most people don't give enough credit. And that is one of my favourite games that came out of the SNES. I absolutely love that thing. Now, the Japanese version's got a slightly different list. Whether it's better, whether it's worse, that's entirely your choice to make. But the Japanese version of the SNES Classic is going to get the following games: Contra 3, Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Final Fantasy VI, Fire Emblem, Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Kirby Superstar, Mega Man X, Pano de Pon, Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2, Super Soccer, Super Girls and Go, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Street Fighter 2, and A Link to the Past. I've got to say, I think that I prefer the US and UK version that we're getting. However, I think Final Fantasy VI would have been a very good addition, but apart from that, I think we are getting better games, or at least in my opinion anyway. But there's a few games that should have been included, however, because some of them might have been licensing issues which might have prevented them. But there's so many fantastic games. The SNES has one of the best libraries of games in my opinion. There's so many games that could have been included, such as Aladdin. That was a fantastic game on the SNES. Probably licensing issues probably mean that couldn't be on there, but that was one of the best games in my opinion on the SNES. Chrono Trigger, an absolute classic that should have been included. Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, no reason why they couldn't have been included. If they've got Street Fighter on there, why not Mortal Kombat 1, 2 or 3? I imagine they're going to be targeting the all ages. That might have been the reason why Mortal Kombat wasn't included. Bomberman, Desert Strike, Earthworm Jim, another licensing issue. Final Fantasy 2, 4, 5 or 6 on the Western versions. Lost Vikings, another fantastic game. Mech Warrior or Mario Paint, all would have been very worthy additions to this console. But I think the list that we've got is pretty damn sweet and I'm very, very happy about it. Some of these games are amongst my favourite of all time. Donkey Kong Country, A Link to the Past, although I didn't play that really till my later years, but I really do enjoy it. Street Fighter 2, Mario Kart, Mario RPG, another game I didn't play until my later years, but I really do enjoy it. Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, the Metroid. There's loads of great games on there, and I'm so happy about it. Star Fox 2 is probably the greatest addition because no one has ever played it in a fully released form, and only a prototype ROM version. So the fact that we're finally getting it on a console is absolutely awesome. That's so cool. However, like I said, you probably won't find one. That's the main issue. Apparently they are going to be shipping them from September till the end of the year, and then after that there's no plans to actually release them beyond 2017. So chances are if you don't get one very early on, you're never going to get hold of one unless you pay the stupid prices that the scalpers are going to charge on eBay and that. Am I into it? Am I going to buy one? I said I pre-ordered one already, and I'm either going to pay the £89 for it and just suck it up and do it. It's still going to be cheaper than the scalpers, or I'm going to hope that another round of pre-orders pops up online in a UK store and I can get it for like $79.99. Hopefully down the road. If not, I'm still going to get one because the SNES was my console back in the day. I was such a Nintendo kid. Back in the day, I must have been 3-4 years old. I used to play Super Mario World all the time. And my uncle, who is considerably older than me, would come in from work on his dinner break. And sometimes his friends would bring their Super Mario World cartridges with them. And they would make me complete levels that they couldn't complete because I was so good at it. I just absolutely played it all the time. And that is my childhood. Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, those two games were my childhood in a nutshell. And I'm so happy for it. But like I said, stock is the biggest issue. These things have sold out so quick. And I think Nintendo, I know they dedicate a lot of time to Switch, a lot of the time to this 3DS. But if you're going to do something like this, you've got to be able to meet demand. This is basically just a guaranteed way of printing money. And Nintendo should really just up the production and make sure that everyone can get one at the price and no one has to go to the scalpers, because the scalpers are going to take so much money from people. People are going to be paying £200-300 to get these for Christmas, and I think it's stupid and it's so unfair, and I really wish people wouldn't do it, but that's just the way it is. People want these for kids for Christmas. That is what people are prepared to do. I actually sold my NES Mini not too long ago, actually. I made a tidy little profit to a second-hand gaming store. Because I unboxed it, I made a review of it, I did a ranked video, which is a series where I rank things from best to worst, and I took a look at some of my favourite games in it, and then after that I didn't really play it, because the SNES has the huge nostalgia factor for me, whereas the NES was before my time, so although the games were awesome, it didn't have the selling point that the SNES Mini has to me when it came to NES Mini. And also, one thing that a lot of people really were annoyed by is the fact that the NES Mini had 3-foot control wires, whereas this one has 5 foot, so it should hopefully be the difference between having to sit on the floor or be able to sit on the couch. Hopefully it's long enough that we can sit on the couch and enjoy it, because who wants to sit on the floor? We're not 4 years old anymore. Our joints can't take sitting on the floor for extended periods of time because we're getting old. We are getting old. We need wireless controllers, or at least long wires. So hopefully the 5 foot will be enough to combat that. And if you want to enjoy games like Street Fighter 2, Mario Kart and stuff like that in multiplayer fashion, you don't need to go and buy a second controller now, because this also comes with a second controller, which is a huge selling point to me. That's probably why it's £10 more or $10 more than the NES Mini. And in my opinion, that is £10 or $10 well spent. So hopefully we'll be able to find one. Hopefully you'll be able to find one. I've found one, but I'm going to get ripped off doing so. So hopefully I can find one at a cheaper price. Hopefully you can still find one at a reasonable price. Don't give in to the scalpers. People are going to. Don't be one of those people. Just don't. If you're going to pay £200-300 for it, just buy a Retro 5 or something like that. Buy cartridges. Buy ROMs. Just download ROMs. Do anything. Just don't give in to the scalpers. Don't get ripped off. It's not not worth it. But if you do find one of these, let me know in the comment section. Have you pre-ordered yours? Are you excited for it? What games would you like to see on it? Let me know in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this video today, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. My name is Doodles. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.